You know, some people enjoy composing their own music, chord by chord, and others are happiest when they come across that one perfect song. Work is not a lot different than that. Whether you prefer building your own workflow or using a pre-made template, with Monday.com, you and the team can work in a way that's comfortable for everyone. Tap the banner to go to Monday.com and build your own amazing workflow, or find an awesome template. No judgment.
Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for All-Star Season 6, Episode 10, titled RuDemption Lip Sync Smackdown. My name's Joe Betance, and I am joined, as always, by two nominal co-hosts. First, from Bloody Podcast, please say,
"What are you talking about? What? That's not true."
To Lauri Roggenkamp. Hello, Lauri Roggenkamp.
I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie world. Hello. I can't get that song out of my head.
Oh, really? That's not the song that stuck to my head. Actually, to be honest with you, I actually hate that song. I'm being honest.
Oh, really? I love it.
Oh, really? Well, you also just told us in Just Between Us Girls that you like mustard on your pizza.
Love it. Love mustard. And pineapple and pepperoni.
And from that one Lil Nas video, please say, hi. Is that me? To Jay Ellis.
Hi, everyone.
I didn't know. Did you get a recording of Jay Ellis? How did you get his voice?
I didn't want to tell you. I just did.
It's so uncanny.
It's a new drop on the board.
Yeah. How are you guys doing?
Hi, Joe. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. We just recorded an episode of Just Between Us Girls. Now, by the way, I want everyone to know, this is an important thing. I thought I made this clear in previous episodes, but I want to make it extra clear today. We were
Roxy
doing
Andrews.
that Apple subscription. Yeah, they're monsters, and it makes me want to scream. We were doing that Apple subscription thing, and I'm sure they will work out the kinks. It was so buggy and so awful that I had to stop doing it because it was actually affecting everybody. No one was getting the show. If you guys remember, the show didn't come out because it was so buggy. It's like, you know what? The show has to come out. So
It has to.
It does. The world will stop. Notice the week it came out, Afghanistan. The week it didn't come out, Afghanistan collapsed. So
No.
So what I'm telling you is, until you hear it from me, and trust me, trust and believe, Mama, I will let you know. Do not sign up. I suppose it says you can still sign up. I've canceled it. They've not paid me any money for it. Do not sign up for the Apple subscription podcast. But you should do the Patreon. We got a lot of people signing up because they heard Just Between Us Girls last week. And so, guys, you get on Patreon, you get the show Friday nights right now. No commercials. You get Just Between Us Girls on Saturday nights. You get all kinds of extra content. We have Drag Race UK coming. We have Dragula is coming. Lauri, did you see the announcement about Dragula?
Yes.
Lots of show. Maybe there's a Jay Ellis show coming down the pike, right, Jay?
Maybe.
Don't want to say anything.
Is it you and Lil Nas X? Or did you guys
Yeah,
build up a friendship?
We got the big account.
Did you meet Lil Nas when you were on set, Jay?
I sure did.
Did you really?
Introduced himself as Montero. Asked, how are you enjoying prison?
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, 100% true. He was very, very friendly. Talking to everybody.
Do you think he was hitting on you?
No. Maybe.
Did you see him dance naked? Oh, wait, you think maybe he was hitting on you?
No, I'm joking.
Why are you nodding when you say that?
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Did you see him dance naked?
Yeah. Did you see him?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw all this. I mean, all the sets. It was shot at a real prison in Lancaster, but every set was right next to each other. So we got to see...
Wait, hold on. So were they really dancing naked?
No, it's just a flesh colored, like a dancer's belt.
Oh, okay. And then they blurt it out to make it look like.
You know more about that industry than to think that there's going to be him and 15 dancers.
But Jay.
I would think that he would do like a OnlyFans account where he would just release that footage and it would sell like a bajillion.
I have to pretend like I'm like, what? I have to play the part of the audience. Peek behind the curtain there.
And you do it so well.
You are a good actress. I would put you on my team in a movie sequel.
So, Jay, this is your last week with us.
I know. I won't have you besmirch my friend Adam, by the way, just flaunting how many patrons are coming your way because of my sultry voice being on here for this week for just between us girls.
Well, also, as everyone, we were talking about favorite pizza toppings. I just thought about this right now.
A riveting conversation.
Lauri likes mustard. And
pepperoni and pineapple.
Jay likes some cheeses, some not. That's it. Maybe a jalapeno. Like, super boring. Jay, are you going to be no fun at this Bachelor? You know, because in a few weeks, Salandra, Lauri, Jay, and I are going to go and we're going to feed our faces. Are you going to be okay?
I'm excited to watch you guys have fun.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
you know what you should do, Jay? You should do commentary. We should get you to do like, you know how like you have like a designated driver when you're drinking? We should have a designated commentator. For when
we might need a designated driver. I might be too fat to drive after that.
I will definitely be too fat to drive.
I'm happy to be the driver. I'm not a big drinker and I won't overstuff, so I'm volunteering for that.
But my blood sugar might be too high. I might have to take, insulin. If I don't take insulin, I might have to take it.
I have to go to the hospital. I don't sign up for.
Actually, we're going to Fogo de Chao, which is going to be more protein heavy than. We're not going to Fogo de Chao?
And I'm shaking my head that I don't eat probably 90% of that menu.
But they have a salad bar.
You'll find me over there.
Yeah. All right. This week, we finally get to the game within the game. We find out that the eliminated contestants have engaged in lip sync battles after each episode. Each week, the recently eliminated contestants lip synced against the reigning winner of the lip sync battles. After Jiggly's initial win, Silky Nutmeg Ganache proved to be this season's real lip sync assassin, wiping out each of the contestants one by one until she finally faced off against last week's eliminated contestant Eureka. We were left hanging to find out who will actually return to the competition. So who will it be? Let's do what we do every single week. And let's start with the ladies here. Name two things you liked about the episode and one thing you did not. Let's start with our departing guest co-host, Mr. Jay Antonucci Ellis.
Grazie. First thing I liked about this episode is Silky. Just overall, I thought Silky had a great episode. I think that she not only did great on the lip syncs, but just interstitials and her outfits, everything about Silky. I really enjoyed this episode. The second thing I liked about this episode is it was a whole episode of lip syncs, and I thought that the song choice, the catalog that we had, was a very strong catalog of songs. And then the one thing I did not like, I had it, and now I don't remember what it was. Maybe come back to me and see what was it? Oh, I know what it was. It was the repetition. I think that we kept seeing Carson and we kept seeing the curtain rise. It felt like we needed to kind of turn up the format a little bit. I get that was the whole storyline. Oh, now I know what it really was. It was these poor queens, Ginger, Trinity, Raja, and Sonique had to sit and watch this whole thing in drag from the night of being critiqued on the stage. I really wish that they let those girls change and do it the following day when they're comfortable, like in, boy drag or in their, I'm sorry, not boy, in their day clothes. That's what I did not like. I felt like it was a mishandling of those queens.
All right, Lauri, you want to join in here?
I loved it. Honestly, I thought I was going to hate it, and it was really good. And it kind of made me a little frustrated because I was like, oh, this is where they've been hiding their good song choices, is for this game within a game. I thought that Silky did really well. And she, to me, I felt like had in this one episode had a complete redemption. I mean, she really, did everything that she set out to do in this game. So even if she doesn't continue on, which I would be hard pressed to say that she doesn't, I think that she should be really proud of herself. I just loved everything about it. The only thing I will say I didn't really like at times was not necessarily I can see what Jay's saying about letting them do it in their boy clothes. I get that. But
just clothes. Sorry, don't say boy, but their respective gender clothes.
Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah, they're regular clothes. But just like the repetitive of the actual commentary, I felt like was a little dull. Like they kept being like, they better not come. I'm not ready for another person to come back in here. And it's like, okay, it's move on. Like we've moveon.org. We've established that somebody's coming back. Like,
oh, I think that was only one person.
Yeah.
No, it was Trinity and it was Sonique Love. And then at times Raja and Ginger would also say it as well.
I only really remember Trinity.
They all were at times. Trinity was the one who was like hit the hardest by it. She was the
moody.
She was the one you could really. Yeah, she was the Eeyore of the.
Don't tell her that.
Eeyore.
But she. What?
Wait. Did you just call that character Eeyore?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Michelle Visage.
I just watched it for a second time. I feel at the very beginning they were doing that fake thing, but I was gonna talk about this later, but let me talk about this now. This Trinity K. Bonet, Raj O'Hara, okay? She says, did I write it down? I think I may have even write it down. Raja says that, Silk is going to be the one that wins and walks right in here. And then Trinity says, Raja, don't say that, because then you're going to manifest someone actually joining the competition. And I was like, bitch, it's done. They told you this is happening at the top of the show.
Yeah, no matter what, somebody is coming in here.
Yes.
But that's what they all were saying. Even Sonique.
No.
Even Sonique was like, nobody better come up in here. And it's like, that's going to happen. Like this is, and also they knew this. They knew that this was going to happen.
As if Raja gave the producers an idea. Don't say that, Raja. They might make it happen.
Yeah. Raja, don't say they're going to make it happen.
Guys, Raja brought up a good point. You know how we're doing the game within a game, and it's just like we're just going to congratulate the person, like let them go and move on. I think we should bring them back to join the competition.
We never thought of that. That's a great idea.
We were just going to give them a cash prize. It reminds me, I know these two comics, and they were dating at the time, and a guy and a girl, and the girl was spending the night, and on this guy's street, they were going to do street sweeping the next day. So it's getting late, and he says, listen, babe, you got to go downstairs and move your car because you have to move it by like 7 a.m. or something. And I don't want you to get a ticket. And she said, don't say that because then you're going to manifest me getting a ticket. And he goes, well, I'm telling you, if you don't move your car. And she's like, shh, stop. You're putting it out into the universe that if I don't move my car, because she didn't want to move her car, I'm going to get a ticket. Don't man. He's like, I'm telling you right now, if you don't move, she didn't move the car, she got a ticket. And she said, because he manifested it.
I do believe that on some degree, that if you put something out there, that it could happen.
I do. I do believe in manifestation, but I don't believe in that if they tell you, like.
But manifestation is like, I don't think I'm going to do well in my new teaching job.
Lauri, don't say that.
That's manifestation. Manifestation. It's not like it's not like if I were to say like if I don't set an alarm to wake up, I'm not going to wake up on time to go to my teaching job. Yeah. It's like don't put that out there. No, it's like set an alarm because you won't wake up to be there. No, but don't put it out there that I'm going to be late. Yeah. But you got to set your alarm.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's exactly what it is. Now, Lauri, I kind of cut you off there. Did you say everything you needed to say? Did you name the two things you liked and the one thing you didn't?
Well, we'll get to this. But one thing I had a question about,
Sure.
which was,
who is RuPaul?
Silky got props, right? We're not blind to the fact that because there were a couple of times it was like, there's no way she could have hidden a full guitar in her dress. Like,
well, no.
It was laying on the stage.
It was laying on the stage when the song. You can see it.
She turned into Carrot Top for this.
Yeah, you can see it right when the top of the lip sync when she's standing there. You see it right next to her feet.
Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah. And I thought maybe they were trying to make it seem like she manifested it on the stage.
She and Raja got together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Joe. What did you like, Joe? Or what didn't you like?
It's pretty general. I'm with you guys. I thought this was a very fun episode. I'll prove it to you. This was actually a longer episode than usual. It didn't feel like it. It felt like it moved really, really, really well. And it was very, very fun. You know what's sad is, I mean, I know bars are open and whatnot, but this was an episode meant for a bar. This was an episode to watch, to hear the gays hoot and holler at each of the lip syncs. And also, with Silky, I also like Silky in that this was the Silky that everyone fell in love with the season 11 Meet the Queens. Remember, everyone went crazy for Silky on season 11 Meet the Queens, and then she actually showed up, and they're like, "Oh, no, right?"
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the one that they fell in love with, and she finally found her center when she's going to get her redemption back. Now, the thing I didn't like is actually a thing that I liked. I don't like Jan, but I do love that they fucking love this. I don't know why, because she lost like everybody else, but you could tell that the show just loves sticking it to that bitch. They just love making Jan squirm and be tortured, and they just take such joy in it. And because I don't like Jan, of course I love it. Now we have our resident Jan stan here on the show. Lauri, what did you think? Did you agree with me that the show took a little bit more zeal in their treatment of Jan?
I don't think I'm a Jan stan, but I do agree with you that I felt like they were a little, it just seemed to me the way that they were talking to Silky, they were like, we really love, you just keep bringing that energy. And then they were like, Jan, like, it's come to an end. Please leave.
Yeah.
Like they were, but I will say that, look, you can make an argument. I think every single one, in my opinion, I know that some may vary, every single one, in my opinion, that Silky did, it was pretty much Silky won. Even Eureka. I think it's pretty clear that Silky won that one. But Jan's...
Wait. Is that pretty clear?
For sure.
Somebody was telling me the other day, Lauri, they were like, what? I don't even know if it was a compliment or not. They're like, Lauri will say things that are either not true or very controversial with this self-assured manner, as if like it is just stipulated that everyone thinks that.
With
confidence. I'm a chubby white woman from Orange County, of course.
She'll be like, as we all know, mustard with pepperoni and what?
Try it.
Pineapple.
Try it and then tell me. I'm just telling you right now.
Mustard with pepperoni and pineapple. Everyone agrees that this is the most amazing pizza flavor ever. So moving on.
It's the most amazing.
Moving on. So like, it is funny how you're like, as we all know, Silky won that lip sync. And I'm like, wait, I don't feel that.
I said it's my opinion. I mean, you can be wrong.
I was almost convinced. And then I was like, I don't think I felt that way either.
You're more than welcome to be wrong.
No. You said it's very clear to everyone that Silky won.
It's very clear. I think it's very clear that she won.
Okay,
I think it's very clear. However, I will say the one that I was a little on the fence about was between her and Jan. I thought her and Jan, you could, in my opinion, you could argue if she had said Jan won, you could argue that I could say like, yeah, Jan won. But
really?
Yeah, I was on the fence about that. Yeah, I did not. I don't think that Jan was robbed. I think that they were like, I think they were neck and neck. And to be honest with you, I'm glad that Silky, moved forward. I felt that was a better story because she had beaten all these people. And I honestly feel like if anybody, they were like, we're not going to let Jan win and ruin her streak.
You know what? You're probably right. On that one, you're right. I will agree with that.
Yeah. But I personally felt like out of everybody, Jan was the one who really gave her a fight. Eureka, I felt like did really well in the beginning, and then we'll get to it.
Wait, what do you? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's actually get into it. Let's start with the first lip sync. Lip sync number 1 is Serena Cha-Cha, who was the first eliminated girl, up against the second eliminated girl, Ms. Jiggly Caliente. And the song was, I have it right here, Free Your Mind by En Vogue. And the winner was Jiggly Caliente. Let's start with our resident person, the only person on this panel right now who should be wearing a tank top, Mr. J.
Lauri.
Ellis.
Me. Yes, thank you.
Lauri. Okay, Lauri, let's start with you then. Lauri.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I think I'm saying what we're all saying, which is this was the most boring of all of them.
Oh, I don't agree.
I think I'm saying what don't put that out in the world. You're going to manifest that everybody's going to think that.
No.
I agree it was boring, but I don't think it was the most boring. But I agree it was boring.
I think the stakes were so low that the audience wasn't really in it yet. Like Serena or Jiggly, everybody was kind of like, we want Jiggly, obviously, but that's how I feel.
Well, for me personally, I felt like the reason why Serena lost it was she kept making a lot of big movements and then not selling them. So she'd walk all the way back to the end, and then she'd kind of like hop.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, oh, that's all she was going to do?
Yeah, I did
Okay.
Yeah.
The room going like, what's she going to do? What's she going to do?
Yeah.
And then she just hops and they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, they're like, is she going to jump from there? Oh, no, she's not.
No. And Jiggly just was like feeling herself the entire time. That's all Jiggly was doing. She was just like, the rest will follow. So,
Well, now we have today's clip 0. Okay.
Joe, what were you going to say? I saw you.
No, Jay, I want to hear your thoughts.
Oh.
I'm the moderator.
Okay. Well, yeah, I
know you're not used to that at AfterBuzz.
Yeah. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I think I already said it, but the stakes were so low with this one that honestly, I think I kind of knew that Jiggly was going to have it in the bag, just because of what we've seen from Jiggly on season 4. She's a great lip syncer, and I just was happy to see her perform again. And I love this song. It's such a good song. And I really thought that Jiggly killed it. I thought she was doing a great job on this one.
Yeah.
It's Lauri said it. Serena Cha-Cha was acting like she's going to do bigger things than she actually did, but had fun doing it.
I should have talked about this at the top, but I'm going to talk a little bit right here, and then you guys can jump in later about when they first walk in. The girls first walk in before they announce this big gag of the game within the game. And Ginger looks around the room, and she's because they're all congratulating themselves for being top 4. And Ginger says, "I was not surprised by this top 4." And you could hold on, and I'm going to say this: looking at who went home, for most of you, you're like, yeah, they should have gone home. And now that I've watched the season, this probably is the correct top 4, or close to it. I think Eureka should have been there, but whatever, right? So, but would you have walked in the room and been like, oh, the top 4 is Trinity, Raja, me, and Sonique?
I don't know. I don't think
No.
Well, I think Ginger, as we've seen, is playing the very political game where she's kind of not really letting her true feelings be known. And trying to sort of like sugarcoat everything and make, not really doing like playing true to herself. I feel like
she's going for the winner and the miscongeniality.
Exactly. Oh, I see that. Do you agree with that, Jay?
I do. Yeah, I think Ginger's been, not that she was ever in any of the seasons that we've seen her, and she's never been like the mean, I mean, at the ripe age of 29 on season 7, she was never a bitter old woman.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, she's
29 going on 54.
Yeah. And then later, we hear the siren, we hear the whoop, and then they have, the part I don't get is this. I felt that the surprised look on their faces looked very fake and forced. But however, from a production standpoint, they would want to keep these girls in the dark. They would really want to surprise them. I don't know why. I'm torn. I actually think that I think that they knew something was happening, but didn't know what. And so the surprise look was fake, not because they were told to be fake, but just because they could tell something was up. Maybe things seemed a little different behind the scenes that we don't know about, but that they could tell something was going to happen and they didn't know what it was. Because the reaction, I mean, from a production standpoint, that's one thing you would want to keep secret. Kind of like the real one, All Stars 2, when the face crack of the century, you could tell those girls were fucking surprised, you know? Mm-hmm. And for this one, you would want to keep them surprised too, but they seemed very like it was like an acting challenge. Okay, so about Serena versus Jiggly. At the beginning, RuPaul says, let the redemption games begin. And there's a bunch of weird little references in this episode. And I'm wondering if it's obviously a Hunger Games reference, but is it also a reference to Chad Michaels in All-Star 1? Remember that was his big thing in All-Stars 1? He made a ton of topical Hunger Games references.
Yeah. And then Shangela with Game of Thrones and All-Stars 3.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
These people, they don't realize that this is going to live on, and their references are just going to sink completely.
Yeah, which is sad because earlier in the season I was making a lot of Mayor of Easttown jokes. Uh-huh. And I don't know if they're going to last.
Yeah. Already forgotten.
Don't even talk about a few seasons while I was doing all my BoJack Horseman references. It was a big thing I was doing. Did you guys notice that Serena's padding was like super lumpy? Did you guys see that when she was moving around? When she was doing her famous walk to the back? I'm all, girl, you're padding, mama.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Yeah. And then she also did like a weird dab at the end. Like, speaking of out of who's dabbing still in 2021? You know? And
just experienced Lauri doing it, looking for a string.
Oh yeah, you're right. She was sort of doing that. And then Jiggly was, clearly the winner. And I think I agree with you. Like, it wasn't the most exciting lip sync. I think we all knew Jiggly won, but mama, her time is limited. Her time on this earth is limited. It just takes one other girl to knock her down. So it was a short-lived run. All right, let's move on now. The next one was Jiggly Caliente versus the most recent, the third queen eliminated, Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Let's start now with Jay Ellis. Jay, what were your thoughts here on lip sync number 2 with Jiggly versus Silky? Oh, by the way, the song on that one was Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Winner was Silky Nutmeg Ganache. Go ahead, Jay.
2 standout moments when Silky's waiting for her competitor behind the curtain and she goes, oh, that's Jiggly. Like, just so candid. It was so funny. It really caught me off guard. It was such a good moment. And I was like, oh man, Silky. Like, this is the Silky from Meet the Queens that I am so excited. Mm-hmm. And honestly, we had a tame version of Silky in this season. And I was just happy to see her having fun there. And like, she's not afraid of Ru. Like, I don't know. I just like that.
Because I think, you know what I think it is this, there were no stakes really. Like, she's already been eliminated. So she's having fun now. She's having fun. And she just makes RuPaul laugh, which made her a competitor from the beginning. Lauri, what were your thoughts on this lip sync?
I agree. I thought it was funny that she said. I also thought it was like a great start. I feel like Silky did a really smart thing where I feel like every time she added a little bit more to her repertoire, and she added a little bit more stuff that she was adding to her lip syncs. So I just think that personally, I feel like this is the episode that Silky really kind of showcased why she was picked for Drag Race. Cause I feel like in 11, a lot of people were like, why is she even here? Mm-hmm. And then, when she came back, she was sort of trying to be a little quieter, but it obviously wasn't working. And then now, she's, so I'm glad to see it. I was really happy.
But also to have the redemption of, she has probably one of the top 3 worst lip syncs of the show, where even RuPaul goes like, meh, to come back from that in any sense of the word, she probably was standing on that stage going, well, nothing could be worse than no scrubs. Like, whatever I do is going to be better than that. And I do want to say overall, because we're going to be talking about Silky a lot now, she does rely a lot on props. And I think that if I were to put her in a bar setting, I would have enjoyed watching any single one of those lip syncs if she was doing it, because I think that the stunts that she pulled were fun. I don't think that it was a tight lip sync. Like, I don't think she was doing the Kokomon trees pointing to her lips saying like, look how good I know these lyrics. But she was a performer. She was putting on a show, and I appreciate that, like, from here on out with Silky. And I think that it's showcased in Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I think she pulling out the whole wet bar from her tits. It was a Lauri Roggenkamp move.
Yeah, Lauri, were you able to relate to that she hid so much shit in her boobs?
Yes. But I find it funny because I think it's like, it's stuff that like is like actual, like she could, she's using it as like stuff she can drink and stuff she can eat and stuff like that. And I think that that's a hilarious take on it and stuff. And, this is where I think that I like the fact that they had people watching it, because it was almost like audience commentary where they were like, I want to take her to the club because nobody's checking her titties or something. I thought that was a funny line. Mm-hmm. And so it was almost like those shows. I forgot there's like a BBC show called like Squawk Box or something where you just have people like comment on shows that they're watching. And it's just, my aunt and I watch those and we love those shows. And it's like, it's almost funnier to see like people watch and respond to something than it is to watch it sometimes.
That's why reaction videos are so major now. It's the people's couch.
So one of the things I want to mention is I actually by accident watched a little bit of Untucked earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
And Jiggly was going on about how she's bringing the big guns today. She's going to bring her lucky lollipop. And I was like, bitch, that was so fucking annoying and distracting, this lollipop thing that she was doing. I think in her head, this lollipop thing is a bigger deal in the Jiggleverse. I don't know if that's what it's called. But I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. When she came in on her entrance on season 4, she had a lollipop in her mouth. I think that's a thing she does, is this lollipop. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ugh, it was so annoying. I just wanted her to go home just because of the fucking lollipop. She was so much better. I felt the lollipop was a distraction. She was so much better the first lip sync when she didn't have the lollipop.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that if she was using it as a microphone, like very Cyndi Lauper and kind of 80 moves dancing around the stage, and Jiggly did great. I do think that most of the competitors did a great job against Silky, but I think that Silky was just able to draw your attention a little bit more, like with, stunts and just outperforming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I personally just think that Jiggly just sort of petered out at the end, but I think that, that's just my personal opinion that I think we can all agree on. But yeah, I mean, Silky was clearly the front runner.
Before we go to the next lip sync, let's take a break and we'll be back right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Essentia. A better you starts with better hydration. Essentia is on a mission to inspire people to do what matters most. Their proprietary ionization process transforms water from any source into ionized alkaline water, providing water that's 99.9% pure with a pH of 9.5 or higher. Essentia overachieving H2O, the #1 ionized alkaline water. Shop now.
This is Amy Poehler. My new movie, Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2, is coming to theaters June 14th, and it's making me feel joy and sadness and anger, definitely some disgust, and I think a little fear. But I'm also feeling these new emotions like anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui.
It's what you call the boredom.
Okay, that one was weird. It's going to be the feel everything movie of the summer. Disney and Pixar's Inside Out 2. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested. Only in theaters June 14th. Get tickets now.
Salute big savings this Memorial Day with Blinds.com. Upgrading window coverings can be a minor project with a major impact, and Blinds.com makes it easy. Choose premium blinds, shutters, and outdoor shades, just in time for summer fun. Get unlimited window treatments installed for one low cost, all backed by Blinds.com's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Shop Blinds.com's Memorial Day sale now for up to 50% off, plus premium doorbusters. Save up to 50% at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Yeah! All right, we are back now with the third lip sync, which is Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus Yara Sofia. So lip sync number 3. Let's start with Lauri. Lauri, your thoughts here on everything Silky Nutmeg. Oh, I got to tell you, the song, I keep forgetting. The song was The Point of No Return by Expose. And from here on out, everybody, Silky wins all the lip syncs. This is not a spoiler-free show. So I'm not going to say the winner. It's Silky. Okay? But Lauri, your thoughts here on everything Silky versus Yara?
I mean, I was kind of disappointed. I felt like Yara Sofia sort of phoned it in, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel like she was like that jazzed to be doing it. I mean, she's a great performer. So like even me feeling like she phoned it in, I felt like she did some fun dance moves and she she did a passable job, but I think that Silky you could tell Silky was definitely in it to win it and was bringing everything she had. And Yara Sofia was just like, yeah, I'm just kind of doing this, because I feel like I have to.
All right. Jay, what about you? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, with Yara, if I'm remembering correctly, Yara was the one who hit the button on All Stars 1, like the only queen who actually did that. Was that right?
Oh, I forgot about that. What you're talking about, there was a bit, because on All Stars 1, it was, they were teamed up in pairs. And the sort of twist on that one was when the bottom teams were lip syncing against each other, the girls could tag out once in a season, maybe? I don't remember what it was, but there was a limited number of times.
Right. I think it was once per lip sync. Yeah. Once per season per team. Yeah.
Yeah. Once per season per team, they could actually tap out and the other person could join the lip sync. And you're saying, I don't remember, she was teamed up with Alexis Mateo and you're saying she actually tagged in.
If I remember, I think she's the only one who took advantage of the button. And I think that her lip sync style is not my favorite, but also this season, I liked Yara on her original season in All Stars 1. This season, you guys kind of had higher praise for her than I did, with her winning the talent show with like the big, just like moving a breastplate around and stuff. I don't know. Like, I just didn't have fun with her this season.
I think that was Lauri and Selena. I don't know if I was that big of a fan of it.
I think I can speak for everybody when I say those sloppy tits were freaking phenomenal. I loved it. I thought it was great. I mean, it's not for everybody. My co-host on Bloody Podcast, Maria, was like, yeah, I wasn't a fan. I guess that's also like a big thing that they do on like Mexican sitcoms and stuff, is they have those like big men wearing like big boobies and they flump around and stuff. So she was like, it's kind of a trope almost.
Okay.
But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I personally felt like she went maybe a little too soon, but I mean, from this lip sync, I felt like maybe she was, it just seemed like she was done. And that also could be because she left and she was defeated, but I don't know.
I also think that what was funny to her, like she scratched her crotch for what felt like an extended period of time, that like if it was either going to go on long, it had to go on for the whole song, or very quickly, like for a moment. Like I feel like there was no medium with that move, and I felt like that was a lot of her time was spent there. And it just wasn't a fun lip sync for me. And I don't mind Yara in general seasons. I think she's actually kind of fun in some of the Eche Bailante and like whatever. But this season, I wasn't enjoying watching Yara. I kind of, even in this lip sync, I was just kind of meh about it.
That's interesting because, first of all, I thought from the neck, I would say the neck, I would say like the shoulders down, she looked fantastic. I hated the necklace. I'm still very disturbed by what's going on with the face. The plastic surgery or the makeup, I don't know what it is. It's very, very bizarre looking. Okay?
But what about the talent?
I'm still not used to it. Well, on the lip sync, I actually feel it could have gone either way. Even if you say that Yara was meh, I don't know that Silky necessarily brought it as she did in other lip syncs on this lip sync. If RuPaul would have said Yara won, I wouldn't have been like, what? Because the guitar playing bit was great. You're right, it went for too long. I think what she was doing was playing the guitar on her leg, and I think she was doing the whole instrumental.
It looked like a cat was just going to town on itself.
And but Silky's water bottle, which I think would happen at the same time, was also great. They were both great bits, but the water bottle you could milk for more than just the leg thing, because the water bottle, in essence, tells a story where she's pouring it on herself. But anyway, the lip sync could have gone either way for me. But Silky winning made sense to me. I didn't. I think when I say that, I don't mean because Yara's so great. I think that the lip sync itself was just a meh lip sync. All right, let's move on now to lip sync number 4. It's Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus Scarlet Envy. The song was Song for the Lonely by Cher.
Oh.
Oh, it was the Great Depression. What could I tell you, baby?
I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say. Snap out of it is what I say.
Chaz Bono's famous line.
Yeah. That famous line from Chaz Bono.
Oh, Lauri.
Lauri, you okay? You seem a little, like, low today. Is everything okay?
I'm fine.
Snap out of it, bitch.
Yeah. You know what? Snap out of it, Lauri. No, you seem like, are you mad because I said that you say things like, were your feelings hurt?
No, I'm fine. Why? Were you upset that
Well, I think it's very clear to everyone listening that your feelings are hurt. We can pretty much establish that.
Everyone's feeling
Shaded show.
Maybe I can
really
turn
good?
back time. Oh, that's amore.
My question for this lip sync was, did Scarlett think that they were asking her to do a impression of Cher during the lip sync? Were they like, cause I felt like she was looking at, I felt like at times she's looking at Silky like, yeah, you're dancing, but I'm doing a mime impression of Cher, and that is gonna kill them.
Okay, wait, hold on for a second. I don't think you're
so
necessarily,
terrible.
I don't think you're necessarily wrong. But is that a surprise? Well, actually, let's go to Jay first. Jay, what were your thoughts here? But I think that's a good point, Lauren. I want to explore that. Jay.
I don't think that with an artist like Cher who has what everybody thinks she does, the hair flip, the tongue going around the mouth, like from side to side. Mm-hmm. I think that when you have an artist that has recognizable tics like that, to use that on stage is not a bad thing to do. So I think Scarlett was thinking, I'm going to show my Cher knowledge with the two things that everybody knows about Cher or thinks about Cher, and put them in the lip sync. So I get what you're saying. I don't think it was a necessarily a bad move for her to do it, but it was a very different style for sure.
So one of the things I want to comment on is that when she walks in, everybody in the workroom is like, oh my God, she looks fantastic. And don't get me wrong, she did look great, but I feel like she looked great in a way that the Cheesecake Factory is like, I guess, satisfying, it's just so cookie cutter. And like, I feel every basic tall white guy looks like that in basic. I went to the drag store and bought the best outfit. Like, I feel like she looked like Nebraska Thunderfuck to me, like who is another basic white gay. I feel basic white gays, that's what they look like when they dress like that in drag. And I feel like just like, there wasn't anything interesting about, which I'm not saying about Scarlett. Scarlett does have interesting drag. Even the one she went home on was fantastic drag. But this look was very like cookie cutter, basic white guy just goes to Drag Emporium and buys the look off the rack. So
this is a thing that I have where it's not everybody can do like a Sasha Velour reveal. Like some people just like a Trinity Tuck never had these outstanding costumes to lip sync, and she always did kind of a bodysuit and the big hair, and that's kind of more like the Scarlet Envy, where I think that they're trying to really depend on them knowing the words and impressing the judges with the words and the performance more than, I'm going to rip off this and show a fantastic reveal or a campy outfit. So it's tough. It's tough to have it both ways.
But I think because you go back to what Lauri was saying is,
thank you.
Yeah. Lauri is so on Discord. I think it's what it is. She's on Discord.
No, I'm not.
She's reading the Discord.
I'm not on Discord.
Humble, can you ban Lauri from Discord temporarily?
I'm not on Discord. I'm reading emails because the job that the NFL job I had is coming to an end, and people are sending all these emails for some reason.
Oh,
and I keep getting notifications.
Joe,
I have some emails to catch up on too. Can we just reconvene in like 20 minutes?
Yeah,
no, I just got a notification. I thought it was something about, and then I just saw it was like a bunch of emails. So
Lauri plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I do.
Know that.
Lineback.
Yeah.
Lineback.
Yeah.
I'm the goalpost. I go like this, and then they kick a ball.
But the thing is that like someone like Trinity the Tuck, she has charisma. I actually don't think Scarlet Envy has very much charisma. So the charisma can carry Trinity past that. Trinity has a very unique personality about her. Also, there was that part where, cause I want to redeem myself for not knowing in Drag Race Down Under that, Karen from Finance was doing a 9 to 5 reference with her look. RuPaul making a 9 to 5 reference when she said, "Atta girl," to, I believe, Scarlet Envy at the beginning of the song.
I can't believe I get all your thoughts. I have something I just remembered.
Say it now.
Was that it? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. This is going back to Serena Chacha and Jiggly. They showed Ginger saying, "Twerk upside down, girl." And then about 20 seconds later, we see Serena Chacha with her legs in the air shaking her ass. And I'm like, the editing I don't think they meant to put that there. And they did it, I think, on this lip sync as well. They had something where a contestant, one of the girls watching on the TV, said something that popped in later on the actual lip sync. And I don't remember what it was. I wish I had the example, but it seemed like they had a poor editing surface.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say in this lip sync, Silky clearly wins because that flag bit was iconic. You know, I think Silky's talked about this. For her talent, she was originally wanted to do a flag routine, and they wouldn't let her. Because you're going to throw them in the air, I think a baton thing or something like that. So the flag thing, I think, was even better for this bit. It just made the lip sync so drag, so iconic.
Yeah.
And,
did she pull that out of her boobs? Or did she?
No, that was on the floor as well.
That was on the floor. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the first time where I was like, was that in your boobs or was that on the floor? Because I was like,
Lauri thinks guitars and flags, but I guess, wouldn't be surprising with Silky. Could you fit a flag or a guitar under your boobs, Lauri?
It depends on the flag and it depends on the guitar.
Could I? She pulls them out right now.
Yeah.
Both at the same time.
Band. Yeah.
The Philharmonic comes out.
That's the flag.
Lenny Kravitz is there with her, like Slash with a top hat and everything.
Yeah.
I haven't been asking
couldn't do
this.
a Lenny Kravitz, but I could pull his dick out of my boobs.
Oh my gosh. I love that video of him with his...
yeah.
Have you seen that with the split of his...
Yeah.
Yeah. And it just flops out. But you know what? I haven't been asking this, so let me ask it in a more general way. So far, Jay, has everyone who should have won the lip sync in your book?
Yes.
Lauri, has everyone won the lip sync that should have won the lip sync? Oh, okay. So, all right. So this one, Silky should have won against Scarlet Envy, Lauri.
Yes. Oh, for sure.
And
because she was actually doing a lip sync. Scarlet was having a mental breakdown. I don't know what Scarlet was doing.
Okay, let's go to the next one. It's not going to take very long. It's Silky versus Akira C. Davenport, who refuses to do the lip sync. She decides not to play the game. Within the game, let's start with you, Lauri. Let's start with Lauri. What were your thoughts on Akira not showing up on then Silky actually the song I believe is Barbie. What is the song called?
Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Barbie Girl by Aqua. Oh yeah, Barbie Girl by Aqua. You're right.
Great song.
We can all agree, Lauri, it's a great song, right?
Yes.
Everybody loves it.
Everybody loves it.
What were your thoughts here?
Well, not only, for sure, great song. I feel like I agree with what Akira said. I think that's, if that's great that you want to do that. I think Yara Sofia, in my opinion, should have said no, because I felt like she kind of went out there and just didn't really do her best. Mm-hmm. I also personally feel like the out that Silky wanted to do would not have translated very well if Akira was there. And I felt like because it was just her, it was more of a comedic piece, and it was like, I thought it was great, but I don't think it would have been a good, I think she could have been in jeopardy of losing. And if Akira had actually done it, because it was more of a comedy act and not like a lip sync sort of thing.
Shay, what do you think?
I am so proud of Silky saying, I really want to, can I just still perform for you guys? I'm really happy that song didn't go to waste. So I love that. And I'm glad that we got to see that performance, because Silky was having so much fun that it made me have fun watching her.
Yes.
I agree I agree with you, Lauri, that if another person was on that stage, it really would have been hard to get that full story of, flipping the head from side to side and doing kind of like a, the guy and the girl singing. Greedily, I really wish that Akira was there, just because when I went into this season, I thought Akira was really going to take it. I thought she was going to go very far, and I'm kind of bummed to see her performance on this season. But I was really bummed. I'm happy for her for choosing like I did. I told my story. I'm done. But I really wish that Akira had done it. So yeah, I agree with a lot of points that Lauri had.
Just a side note to that, I would say that there's a really funny, not funny, haha, but there's a clip that they posted on the Instagram of RuPaul's Drag Race where Michelle Visage, did I say that right? Michelle Visage asks Akira, why did you not want to do the lip sync? And then Akira gives the answer that she basically gave, when she decided not to do it, which is that she just felt like, she couldn't put her all in it and she just she was proud of what she had done and, all that stuff. And then Michelle immediately follows it up with, and you don't owe us an answer. You don't owe anybody an answer, but thank you for answering the question.
Yeah.
Just like, okay, thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true. I think you bring up a great point that Yara probably could have said, I don't want to do this. I don't think I'm going to win. I don't know what the odds of me coming back into this competition are. And I think Akira knew that. She said, my track record's not strong. What are the odds that they're actually going to push me through to be the winner of this show? I just don't want to be disappointed again. And I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think especially it seems like they're doing this right after they get eliminated. Mm-hmm. So you already feel defeated. You already feel, at this point, I feel like we could argue that Silky, because she's on a roll, she has this momentum. She's actually in a greater position than the queens that she's competing against because she's able to take time off. She's able to plan. She's able to do. These queens just know right at the end of I got to do this, lip sync. So.
Yeah.
Plus, Akira is probably like, I just packed up all my gowns. I'm not unpacking.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not doing this.
That's why I wouldn't do it. I'd be like, you had me pack everything. And then now you're asking me I'm not opening my suitcase again.
All right. Next we have Smackdown number 6. It's Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus Jan. The song is Heartbreaker by Benatar. Of course, Silky Nutmeg Ganache wins. Let's get all our thoughts out on the lip sync number 6. What were your thoughts, Jay, coming into this?
Lauri said at the top of the show, and I didn't agree, or I didn't want to say it at the time, but I do agree. I think that this was probably the closest lip sync that we had. I think they had two different styles. Silky was going for a, performance. I've said that word, it's a drinking game at this point, but Silky was going for just entertainment value, and I think Jan was putting, I don't want to add on to this Jan hate, but she came in with a mission, or she's putting on this theater of like, I'm going to walk that runway so serious that these judges are going to be so stunned that I'm going to come in and just take the crown. Like they're going to regret getting rid of me. And so she like hits her pose and whatever. And then she really does perform the hell out of Heartbreaker. I think she does a great job, but she is going for the musical theater, like performing for the back row of this, and really like a performer, an actor. But I think that Silky just had more entertainment to her, like smashing the guitar, having the prop. Yeah, it's been a prop heavy thing, but I think this is the one where I think either of them could have had it.
Yeah. I think if there wouldn't have been for the guitar bit, it could have gone either way. I think the guitar bit put it over the top. And you're right. I don't think Jan knew what she was walking into. She was thinking like this is going to be a serious Smackdown lip sync thing, and didn't realize that Silky had turned it upside down on its head. And it was like, what is but she doesn't know this. What is Silky going to do next to make RuPaul laugh? And,
don't you think every single one of these girls saw that curtain go up and they see Silky and they go, okay, after seeing no scrubs, no problem. Yeah. I'm going to end this bitch.
Yes. And I think that's why that Silky is brilliant in this. I think that's why she knew how to play this, and she knew what she needed to do. And I think, as in with Snatch Game, the goal is to make RuPaul laugh. The goal is to make her entertained. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks but RuPaul. And, she played that strength. I think I disagree with you, Jay, on a little bit of stuff, because I feel like in this one, I felt like they did the same beats. I mean, they both did a hair flip where wigs came off and revealed other wigs. They both did various, the similar dance moves. Mm-hmm. I agree with Joe. Now that you've said it, I agree with Joe that I think that the guitar thing, I think was the linchpin for Silky. And I also agree with Joe when he said that I think that Silky not necessarily that I think that Silky has a lot more charisma, but I think that she has the kind of charisma that RuPaul likes. I think it's very clear to everybody, and I feel very confident saying this. RuPaul does not like Jan. I don't think a lot of people in that RuPaul world like Jan.
No.
So I think that, Jan would have had to crap out a new mountain for her husband, Ru's husband, to frack. And, before that she would have given her allowed her to move on. And like I said before, I mean, if this had been, if Silky had been going in first, this was her first lip sync, and Jan had gone in the first lip sync, I think it might have been different. But the fact that Silky has now technically beat 4 other drag queens, and has moved on, they're not going to give up that streak to Jan. As sad as it is to say, they're not going to do it.
Well, yeah, and also you can tell there's a moment, it's early on, where Silky makes a joke about starting the music. She'll just play the music, or I don't know what the joke is. And RuPaul does a genuine laugh. That's RuPaul, really. She's trying to contain her makeup. She can't do a crazy laugh. And she kind of looks to the side and she laughs. Silky makes her laugh. She loves Silky. And I think that puts every contestant at a disadvantage. And Silky has just laid up to Ru to give her the reason to send her forward.
I really liked Silky saying, Jan, he's a man, or whatever, coming down the runway. That was very funny.
I did. I like that. I also, 2 things. I think that you said in the beginning that she came in very I'm going to make him see. I think she came in sort of just what do you guys want from me? Which I feel like is sort of has been Jan since day one, which is Jan has been presenting herself. She has been trying to be herself 100% all the time. They keep telling her not to be herself. And she's I just don't know what you want. I don't know how to do it. When she's not herself, they tell her to be herself. When she is herself, they tell her not to be herself. So I think she legitimately came in there, to me, in my opinion, she just came in there going what do I need to, what do I need to do? How do I get that? How do I move forward with this? Mm-hmm. And another thing is I think, in my opinion, I feel like Ru is sort of trolling Jan with the Jan puns. I feel like she's kind of making fun of her a little bit.
She is.
And Jan's taking it as a compliment. I think Ru is just this is how dumb I think you are.
I think Jan could have got the power back if she told them, I'm not going to lip sync. Do the Akira move and go, no, I'm done. I got my story out. And then they would have been what? Because Jan comes off so thirsty for this show, and the validation that if she said, no, I'm good, they would have been oh, there we go. We can't wreck her again. Because they just want to wreck this poor contestant.
I think what would have happened is if this had been Silky's first lip sync, they would have picked Jan, and then they would have immediately gotten rid of her in the next one and said, we just don't think you have we just don't think you have it.
And everybody feels that. Everybody feels that way.
Fucked her over 100%.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus Pandora Box. The song is Focus by Ariana Grande, and of course, Silky Nutmeg Ganache is the winner. Let's start with Lauri here. Lauri, what are your thoughts here on Focus by Ariana Grande versus Pandora Box?
I think it was Ginger, but I'm not 100% sure which queen said this. In the very beginning of this, said, if this is Pandora's song, she can turn it out. And I think we realized right away this was not Pandora's song. So that pretty much sums it up.
Jay?
As somebody who's seen Pandora perform a handful of times, Pandora really, her strength is in a spoken word or a comedy, a parody. And so to have Ariana Grande, who's a very fast pop thing, as soon as the song was announced, I was this isn't going to be her. But with Silky too, we haven't seen her do this type of pop yet. And so I thought it could have gone either way, but after watching the lip sync, Pandora was kind of in one place for too long and not really invoking the word and kind of doing her tricks that we've already seen earlier, the focus on me and the foot, kind of doing the same moves for the chorus. I don't know.
Short-circuiting robot, or whatever it is.
Yeah, kind of stuttering and whatever. We've seen it, so I don't know if there's any new things that she could have incorporated to save her, but Again, I don't remember what was Silky's like big move on this one. This is the one I don't remember.
She didn't really have any move. That's why I actually have in my notes that she's actually running out of tricks. And
throwing herself onto the ground with her legs coming up.
Yeah, I know, that was whatever. And they did the whole but I was like, okay, great. But she's running out of tricks, and this would have been a time to strike. This would have been a time to, like, because we've seen it all. And she's run out of steam. She went out a long run, but but Pandora didn't live up to it, and so Silky should have won, but yeah.
It's also tough for us because we're seeing these lip syncs that are taking place, every couple days for the or for the judges and the contestants. We're seeing them all wrapped into an hour package. And so Silky's, even for us, we're like getting the fatigue of like, okay, well now what is she going to do? Like, how are we going to keep up this momentum? So I think this one was the lull in the, in the bunch.
Well, I think this was the same day, I believe, as Eureka's elimination, because Eureka does it the same day. And the next one is Silky Nutmeg Ganache versus Eureka O'Hara. The song, Since You've Been Gone, and we don't know who the winner is. They kept us on the cliffhanger. I want to say this first, Lauri. People don't know this. On my Apple News feed,
I will leave the conversation.
On my Apple News feed, I don't know what's going on. I don't know who Kelly Clarkson's publicist is.
No,
I don't know what's going on. I always see these horrible news stories about how, like, there was one and so I'll send them to Lauri because I don't know. Her publicist needs to be fired. There are these horrible negative stories.
To me, then? Why aren't you sending them?
Because
to
I know you love Kelly Clarkson, and I know this would anger you.
I do love Kelly Clarkson.
That's what I'm saying. So I knew it would anger you. I would anger you. You want me to stop saying? I'll stop saying you. But I thought you would make you go like, "What is going on?" Because there are these horrible articles about how fat Kelly Clarkson is and pig and all these awful things. So Lauri, once again, I have to tell you, who is her publicist? That the final song between the two fattest contestants that have ever been on this show is Kelly Clarkson's Since You've Been Gone. I saw this and I was like, oh my God, why are they torturing this poor Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah. For somebody who calls Kelly Clarkson a fat pig, I'm shocked that you would have this opinion about.
Well, now I feel sorry for her because the media is so beating up on her. She's going through a divorce.
The media is not beating up on her. You're beating up on her.
Do you have like a sample headline that we could hear just from like the media?
Yeah, Lauri, do you have any? I sent them to Lauri, so I don't know.
All right. Also, I would like to say her publicist's name is Christine Cavanaugh, who was ironically the voice of Babe in the movie Babe.
Is that?
You're not doing her any favors.
I want that to be true in the worst way.
That's not her. That's not true.
Oh, okay.
I just looked it up.
Okay, I have some right here. There's one that says, let me show it to Jay right here.
Uh-huh.
My 600-pound life star Kelly Clarkson sued producers for the best snacks. Okay?
And it's, okay. It's clearly a photo of a woman from My 600-Pound Life, and he's edited in. The text isn't even the same.
No, look, Jay, the New York Times crossword puzzle, it says pig follower in the Chinese zodiac, and Kelly Clarkson's the correct answer. Okay?
These are facts. I don't know how we can dispute it.
I don't know. This Cosmopolitan, Kelly Clarkson's food bill was revealed and the number was mind-blowing.
Look how different the font is.
And it is randomly capitalized letters.
Yeah.
Kelly Clarkson to pay Chinese pig farmer almost $200,000 a month in spousal and child support. And I was telling Lauri, this is horrible. Why is the media doing this to her?
Uh-huh.
So there's one that says Kelly Clarkson asks to be declared legally pork.
You are an asshole. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Her publicist's name is Dominic Scott Kay.
Mm-hmm. Do you see that her Twitter name is The Other White Meat?
Who ironically was the He was the voice of Wilbur the pig in Charlotte's Web.
Okay. So let's talk about this lip sync against my iTunes reviews are going to be on fire tomorrow.
I want it out, and I love Kelly Clarkson. I think she's so good.
Oh my gosh. I one time I was an intern for Dick Clark Productions, and we were at the American Music Festival, and she did a no production, nothing. Everything was not working, and she did like nothing was working. Uh-huh. And she just sang because she was just like,
shocking that you were involved in something where things didn't work.
I know. She was just like, I just want to get the timing for something. And so she sang she has the most beautiful voice. And it was just, that's her. Like nothing. She sang out loud, no microphone, nothing. And it was amazing. I was like, oh my God, it was shocking how beautiful her voice is. So yeah, I'm a huge Kelly Clarkson stan. I mean, you think that with singers, like there's some kind of production going on, but with her, it's not, that's her voice.
Okay,
how do you feel
Lauri,
about Since You've Been Gone as a song?
I love it.
Just in general, yeah.
Yeah. Jay, what were your thoughts on this lip sync versus Eureka O'Hara? Because I know Lauri thinks it's very clear that Silky won. What were your thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I hate to disagree with everybody, but I actually think that Eureka took this one, or is going to take this one. I didn't understand the life alert. She said, I'm clutching my mom's life alert.
She had the necklace. She had the life alert.
Yeah. I didn't. Is that like a?
That's like that's like her mom's neck. You press it and then that alerts medical people that you're in danger. You've fallen and you can't get up. You've never seen the commercials?
I have. I guess I'm just seeing like, is that an heirloom that you would keep more than like a ring or like a different necklace?
I guess she kept it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she's also somebody who could fall and could not get up. So maybe she kept it and tried to keep the rollover minutes, or I don't know how it works.
I just thought it was a weird line. I just think like, if a parent, I don't know if a life alert's the first thing that you want to grab. I liked Eureka's costume and look for this. And you could tell that she was getting emotional, as the lip sync went on. It was unfortunate that Silky's
That's what
reveal.
She calls her downstairs area is Lippy.
Yeah.
Yikes. I do think that it's unfortunate that her blow up, when she came out in that outfit, I thought we were going to have a Missy Elliott track from the 90s, but her reveal didn't turn out that great. But I think that they were both doing good. I just think Eureka edged it out. I think that she's going to be our talent that comes back into the competition. And it would make the most sense to not have the third contestant out be in the final 5.
Lauri, what do you think?
I thought they both did very well in the beginning. I just feel like Eureka did this really, like, I get that she was trying to implement her mom. She was trying to, not implement, but she was trying to like sort of showcase her feelings for her mom and how she felt when her mom left. But that's not what the song is about. And that's also like, she got super emotional, which of course her mom just died and she's trying to, pay homage to her, but it just got kind of awkward and a little weird and it just kind of sucked the energy out of it. And I don't feel like it ended on a weird note. I felt like with her, I thought she did a great job and she was emoting and she was, I could tell that she was very, she felt those emotions, but it just didn't seem like it was the right place at that time for me. I felt like it was not the right song, and it just didn't seem like it was. I just didn't feel like it was a good thing to do at that time. So,
all right, Jay, have you made all your thoughts on the Eureka? By the way, the correct answer is Eureka won the lip sync.
Well, we'll see.
I agree with Lauri that the tone of the song is about a breakup, and since you've been gone, like, I've been living a life that's better. Like I can breathe for the first time. Like, it's kind of more about how you find yourself after a breakup. So to make it a kind of a tragic lip sync, it is the wrong tenor, but I think that that's what she was emoting. And we've seen, you can bring a certain emotion to a lip sync and make it your own. So I don't know. I mean, I get that it wasn't the assignment, but I was along for the ride with Eureka.
All right, very good. Ladies, any final thoughts on the episode? Lauri, why don't we start with you? Any final thoughts? Have you gotten all your thoughts out, Lauri?
We talked about it a little bit before, but can we just talk again about how Trinity's attitude during the whole thing was just such a dumb, like, I think a dumb stance to take. Like, what is her deal with amounts of time that she's given to deal with stuff? Like, she was like, you guys only gave us 30 minutes. And it's like, okay, what, do you want a whole episode and then we do game within a game? Like, yeah, they're gonna move it along. This is the show. Like,
did you want to weigh in on that, Jay?
I can agree a little bit with Trinity. Like, I would hate to have a full shoot day and then be sitting in drag that all of them are like, you know, in between. They're like, okay, I've got to take out like this tool that Ginger has like stuffed in her shoulders, and Trinity's sitting on a tail in like a full cat face makeup with probably a heavy wig on with prosthetics for ears and stuff. I kind of understand like why she would be pissed. I even said at the top, like, I think that they should have, in the morning when they thought it was going to be a brand new challenge, be like, whoop, surprise, you guys are just going to sit and watch the results and then have the queen come in for the final challenge. That's my opinion. But Trinity is always taking it to like a, woe is me, like, man, this is really affecting me. Nobody else is feeling how I'm feeling. And it is kind of hard to watch constantly. But on this case, I do kind of get where she was coming. Everybody else was in the same position and they all did fine. All
right. Very good. Jay, any final thoughts on the episode?
The one thing I didn't say is I think it was kind of fun to do kind of a time travel through the episode and see the judges, like what they were wearing, who the guest judges were. Cause there was some where I was like, oh yeah, like I forgot Aisha Tyler was here earlier in the season. So I thought it was kind of fun to kind of take a road trip back into the beginning of the season. I had fun.
All right. Very good. Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next week and every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 6. Very special thanks, by the way, to Jay Ellis for filling in for the newly married Adam Salandra. He'll be back next week. And so for Jay Ellis, Lauri Roggenkamp, and myself,
sashay away until next week.
Thank you for listening to RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. You can also leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ content, support us on Patreon at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Lauri has another podcast. It's called Bloody Podcast, and you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow Lauri Roggenkamp on Instagram at Lauri You Liar. That's Lauri, the letter U, Liar. You can follow Adam Salandra on Instagram at Adam Salandra. Follow Joe Betance on Instagram at Joe Betance. This episode was produced by Luke Stamen. Very special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: Agnesia Shopinska, April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Coco San Pedro, Declan Prosser, Drew Brooks, E. Smith, Emma, Humble Pie, J. Thomas Plank, Jesse Harris, Jimmy Kilmasa, Lauren Eckert, Lionel Campbell, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Nutella, Nicholas Alexander Springham, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Sarah Yu, Spiral Queen, Tom Bombs, Travis Newland, Troy Anderson, and Zach Nelson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.